Guys, welcome back to AHC Garage. My name is Mike, and this is a 2006 Acura TSX refresh project. Now, in the last video, we show you our brand new project car, along with removing this K24A2 swap here. Now, on today's video, T's are going to show you guys step by step how it's going to refresh this entire motor.
All right, you guys, like Mike said, we are going to be refreshing this motor, and what we're going to do here with step one is we are going to remove the transmission and the motor. First thing we'll do is get the harness separated over here off the transmission so we can chain up the motor and separate the transmission from the engine.
One of the things remain very challenging on this project here. The car does have a little bit of the rust issues. It makes everything a little tougher for us, but eventually we'll get everything cleaned up and she will start fresh again. Bring it up more. Yep.
Okay.
This last bolt over here.
There you go. Not that heavy.
Pull it back, straighten it up.
Perfect.
There you go, guys. What kind of clutch is that? Made in England.
Oh, look at that.
So here's a closer look at the pressure plate. Yeah, made in England. I've never seen that before. Yeah, but this clutch could definitely see better days.
Maybe this European TSX.
Wow, see how worn out that is, TJ?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what about here? Spin that out.
All right.
It's
Nice.
super dry too.
Hey, look at that.
Look at that, huh?
I mean, the clutch did feel kind of done, so.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna have to take out that clutch.
Yeah.
We're gonna put her on the stand. Let's do it. There you go.
Look at that clutch material. Look at that.
Wow.
Oh man.
Yep.
That's why the clutch felt like that.
Oh. Definitely seen better days.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
she's right at the edge.
Yeah,
Right at the edge.
No ridges left.
Perfect timing for us to get this done. Look at this big old chunk of material. Thanks. Well, to you, thanks a lot. I never had before. There we go. Slide this out. Take a look at the remaining seal here. Pretty good. No oil leaks on the remaining seal.
Yeah, nobody smeared Honda Bond on the outside.
Just gonna bring her up, get her ready to put on the stand.
Yeah, like that. There you go.
Good. All right, so we have our transmission here. We're gonna use our favorite product, Super Clean here. Go ahead, go spray her down, get it all cleaned up. Once we finish with this, so we can send this out, then we bring the motor here and get that cleaned out as well.
Now we got the engine cleaned up, degreased, we sprayed it down, dried it all off. We're gonna go ahead and start tearing this thing apart. We're gonna get the harness off first, then we'll probably get all the accessories off. We'll get these covers off, we'll get the manifold off, intake manifold, exhaust manifold, valve cover, and basically just strip it down so we can start taking all these old seals out and start replacing the seals with some new ones. I guess we should have took the cover off before we started cleaning all this up, huh? It's all right. We'll clean the rest of it off after we take it out. All right, now we got the harness off. We took the belt off, so we're gonna start taking all the accessories off: pump, the alternator, AC compressor, the tensioner here, crank pulley, and get all that off. Then we'll go ahead and start getting the manifolds out. All right, so now we got the manifolds out the way. We're gonna go ahead and we'll remove the charge harness. These cars have two separate harnesses. This is for the charging system and the starter. So we'll go ahead and remove that. Then we'll take the starter out. We'll get our water pump housing out, our thermostat housing out the way. We'll take the valve cover off. We'll get our side cover off here and the oil pan. I guess we didn't tighten this down all the way. Let's try this again. Maybe I should hold it. All right, so we are nearing the end of stripping this down. We just got our valve cover left. We'll take our crank pulley off, engine side cover, oil pan, and we will be all torn down. All right, now we just pulled our valve cover off here, and 155,000 miles. This thing looks very clean, very well taken care of. Whoever had this prior kept up with their maintenance, because it looks really, really, really good inside here.
Can't say so much about JC.
Yeah, this is a complete 180 from JC's motor. This has no sludge. Yeah, this. Whew. Let's go ahead and see if the Milwaukee is going to take this crank pulley bolt off without any kind of torque multiplying socket. The regular socket didn't work. Let's go ahead and try the torque multiplying socket that we got here. We'll see if that makes any difference. Yeah, this is the Ingersoll Rand torque multiplying socket. Takes crank pulley bolts off with ease. All right, so now we got everything stripped down on the motor. The last piece here we're going to take off is our timing chain. We have a bunch of new parts for this. We got a new chain, we got new guides, we got a new tensioner, we got new oil pump chain guide, the oil pump chain tensioner. We got a brand new actuator, and we have a new guide here, which this one hasn't shown up yet, so we'll probably end up putting this one on before we end up throwing the new valve cover on it. So let's go ahead and just tear this down, and we can go ahead and put all the new stuff on. As you can see, we got everything completely torn down. So we'll go ahead and we'll go open these new parts we have over here. We'll show you what we have. Then we'll go ahead and throw them back on the motor. So, this razor. We got our guides here for our chain. Nice brand new fresh guides. Alright, that's that. This is our oil pump chain guide here. Oil pump chain itself. And then this is our oil pump chain tensioner. Then we have our timing chain itself, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. These gold links actually mean something, and I'll show you that when we go to put that on. Here we have our timing chain tensioner. And last but not least, a brand new VTC gear. These things like to rattle when they get older, so we're going to put a brand new one on just to make sure. Alright, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to show you guys what happens when you get these actuators brand new. Sometimes they are not locked in the correct position. As you can see, our old one here, if you see the little window, you see that kind of like a indentation. It's almost like a square. That's lined up right here on the end. If you look at this one from the factory, it is not completely lined up in that position. So what we have to do is pretty much going to have to take this cam, this gear, put it on the cam here, and what we're going to do is just we're going to bolt it down. You don't have to hit it super hard. Just touch it. And now what we're going to do is, in order to get that to move, you have to cover these holes with tape and blow air into the other set. So one set of holes will advance the cam gear and one set of holes will retard the one set of the holes here, and we'll just apply air. All right, now you can see that the gear is locked in the position that the original gear was locked in. So now we know that our timing marks will all line up the way they should. We're gonna start by putting our oil pump chain back on, and as you can see on the chain, there are two darker links here and one darker link down here. Those are where you're gonna go and set on your actual oil pump gear and the gear for the on the timing here on the crank. If you look right here on the gear for the oil pump, there is a little dot, and that little dot is going to line up with this arrow right here. It's also going to line up in between these two dark links. And that means that this one dark link here is going to line up on this part of the gear where the arrow is. If you see that arrow also lines up with your top dead center mark. And so if you see here, we'll put our single dark link right on the arrow, right? Now, go ahead and try to keep this from moving. All right, so now you can see I got my two dark links right in the middle of the dot. The dot is lined up with the arrow. Our other dark link is lined up with the arrow down here. So that means that we are on the money, right on time. We got our oil pump chain here. We're gonna put the guides on in a minute. I think before we do that, before we get the other guides and the timing chain and everything back together, it's probably best we take the time now to clean all of our old Honda Bond off and get rid of all that, since there's nothing here, so it'll be a lot easier. And we'll prep everything so that when we go to put our cover back on, we don't have to sit there and try to scrape Honda Bond around the timing chain. All right, so just like the oil pump, on the timing chain here, just like the oil pump chain, the timing chain here, it has gold links. If you can see, there's two gold links here, two gold links here, and one gold link here. So basically, what we're gonna do here, this is pretty much the easiest way to time this motor, because these gold links will line up with the dot on the gear down here, and as you can see, there are dots on the camshaft gears here, and these will pretty much all line right up. And as long as you line up those, see how this teeth is off here, we can bring this one back. I like to always start from the bottom, and you'll see the little dot right there. We're gonna go ahead and put that gold link right on that dot. All right, then we'll go ahead and move up over here, and we'll line up our link on the top right there. This will kind of help hold the chain tight. Make sure we're still on our marks. Yep, we're there. We're on our dots. Okay, bolt in our last guide. You pop the tension, you can spin it. Right before we pull the tensioner, I just want to double check we got our gold links where they need to be on our dots. Gold link is on the dot right here. So now all we got to do, pull the pin for the tensioner. We'll go ahead and we'll give her a nice once around and make sure all of our timing marks line up where they need to be. All right. Chain the foil. All right, let's give it a good spin once around, see if our marks line up. Now, our gold links are not going to line up. I think you got to turn it over, I don't know, some crazy 100 something amount of times before the gold links ever line back up. But as long as our marks line up on the crank and on our gears, then we are good to go. Okay, let's line our gears up right there. Arrows will line up on our crank. Our cam gears line up at the top perfectly. I think everything is on exactly how it's supposed to be. Oil pump gear lines up. So we are on the money. There we go. We got our timing chain and guides, oil pump chain and guides, everything back together. We only have this one piece left to do, which we should be getting it any day now. So what we're gonna do here is we're pretty much gonna stop right now until we get this piece in, and then we'll go ahead and move forward. So that'll do it for today's video, and on the next video you'll see us reinstall that piece and finish up with this motor. So with that being said, drop a comment, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next week.